Live. We've been live for the last hour and 33 minutes. I'm here Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central. That's 12 noon to 4 p.m. Eastern. I come back with an abbreviated live broadcast Sundays, 4 to 6 p.m. Because you can't stop the signal. You can't stop freedom. The people are standing up, getting involved, shattering the left-right paradigm. By the way, Jesse Ventura's television show that I was a major consultant on, and I also appear in quite a few of the episodes. The first episode aired Wednesday, the highest ratings ever for True TV, formerly Court TV. This is bigger opening ratings than Glenn Beck got with his first shows on Fox News. And the rating services, I'm going to go over this article later, are trending that by the end of the series, it's only a 7-parter through January, it'll probably have over 4 million viewers, or dwarfing Glenn Beck. Man, I'm really excited because they've already told me if it gets picked back up, which I'm sure it will now, I'm going to be an even bigger part of the production, as you heard Jesse Ventura say last week with us, coming up. So and people are shocked that it's anti-New World Order. It's our view. It's our angle. And people can't believe this is on television. They can't believe Ventura's going on Larry King Live, saying 9/11's an inside job. They can't believe, yes, Ventura is for real. I really started waking him up with others about 4 years ago. And as he's talked about here on air, and he's got a book coming out about the New World Order, we're really educating him quickly. And so very, very exciting to see this happening. Ventura's not perfect. None of us are, but he's for real. He's real. What you see is what you get, and we are really educating him, as you heard in that hour-plus interview last week. So we're going to get into that. Now, let me tell you who's not real. It's this guy, Arnold Schwarzenegger. This guy is a complete fraud. Now, you can prove everything he's saying is a fraud in about 5 minutes. 2 breaks ago, I was here reading this global warming news article about Schwarzenegger, where he says that Treasure Island, Alcatraz, and much of San Francisco will be under as much as 35 to 40 feet of water. Now, the United Nations IPCC, who has been caught cooking the books at 3 major universities. We have the emails between the universities, the head universities, their head climate centers engaged in fraud. Even with their cooked data, it's less than a foot that they're saying it's going to raise. The White House science czar is running around telling people 13 feet, literally pulling it out of, well, we have children listening. I'm not going to say where he's pulling it out from. You know what monkeys do at the zoo, though. The point is, where do monkeys get what they throw? I'm sorry. I just can't handle it anymore. Schwarzenegger looks like such a monkey with his hair implants up on top and his little steroided out eyes. I mean, that guy is just a piece of trash. Get out of my country, you un-American piece of garbage. Just get out. Get out! Al Gore, get out of here, you piece of trash. All right, I'm not going to get mad. It's been a long time since there's been an Alex Jones rant. And you know when I rant? It's when I get a headache. Because it's like overload, like Robbie the Robot. Cannot compute, too much corruption, too much proof, too much fraud, hundreds of world leaders calling for global government, the public still dumbed down, not waking up, cannot compute, and then I start screaming. But in one break, we Googled the term highest point in San Francisco. Did you guys run me the mountain in the Pronoffs yet? This just happened 10 minutes ago. 938 feet. Put it up on screen. Mount Davidson is the highest point in San Francisco. I'm going to read off that in a moment. 900 feet. Now, yeah, it's going to be underwater, Schwarzenegger. A city on hills. But then, in our first Google search, we put in sea level in San Francisco and instead got their tidal data of the last 100 years. And guess what it shows? Except for when there's earthquakes, the overall sea level of San Francisco is dropping. And in the last 8 years, it's dropped a massive amount. The sea level is dropping. And of course, the earth was heating. Then it started cooling 9 years ago, as the internal climate data shows. And so, 8 years ago, blow that up on screen for people watching us at prisonplanet.tv. You average them together, you can see a few points where it raised when they had earthquakes, and you go to the data page, it reports that. But you see an overall dropping since the last big earthquake in 2005. That was the only time it went up for a while. And then you see a drop this year from last year and the year before and the year before that. And then a dropping before that going back to before 2000. And then we have a 140-year graph because it's been a big seaport and the sailors are meticulous about recording those. So we have that recorded back to 1850. We have sea levels recorded in San Francisco to 1850. And from 1850 until 1940, there was a trend up several feet. And then in 1940, a massive drop until 1960, a little bit of a rise, rising up into 1980, and now dropping. So there you have it. And, of course, if these numbers showed it was spiking up, we'd have to go get our own numbers because the scientists all get caught lying. But, again, these are numbers just collected by the, now the government of San Francisco and the federal government. But, again, sailors have always had a penchant for recording sea levels. This is something they want to know and understand. But the issue is, here is Schwarzenegger saying that, let me read the quote. Global warming. California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger puts his hand on top of a map over San Francisco's Treasure Island to show how it could be submerged in just a century. And then they're putting out these tourist reports and saying, oh, there won't be any wineries if it keeps heating. Though if you go back to the Middle Ages, the last time it really heated up, more wine was produced, more grapes. Northern England was growing good grapes. They can't now. So he lies about that and says you're not going to be able to have any wine. Oh, there won't be any snowboarding. None of this is going to happen because, and then he lies in the video and says, oh, there's no water. Yeah, because at 8 different major reservoirs, mountain reservoirs, the government, for environmental reasons in the last 2 years, as you've seen all over television, has cut the water off to the people. Just like Schwarzenegger and Enron cut the power off to everybody before he was even governor. He was involved in those meetings to jack up prices and make huge profits. He made money off that. So I need Paul Watson or Kurt Nimmo or Aaron Dykes or Steve Watson, one of our writers, to just go get the data and show that, A, the UN itself says the water level is going to go up by 1 foot. And they might be right because it fluctuates. It might go down 2 feet, might go up 5 feet. The point is, they're saying that. Schwarzenegger is lying and saying much of San Francisco will be underwater. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been to San Francisco many times. You go back a quarter mile from the side of the ocean, and you're in the hills. I mean, this is asinine. The UN says 1 foot, 1 foot, and that's a fraud. The truth is they don't know what's going to happen because the earth is always changing. First it's global freezing, then it's global warming. Now they say climate change. Every time it's hot in the summer, they tell kids on Nickelodeon, oh, my God, we're all roasting. It's hot outside because of global warming. No, it's hot because the earth, the part of the earth we're on, is tilted towards the sun. I'm going to stop ranting. Just play the Schwarzenegger brainwashing video they put out. And then I'm going to play 2 days ago, John P. Holdren, the White House science czar, who wrote Eco Science. You know why I've been showing this book every day for the last year? Where the White House science czar writes a textbook saying he wants to put poison in the water to sterilize you and wants to reduce world population under a global government. These are quotes. Don't believe me? Just Google Eco Science, John P. Holdren. You'll get Reuters, AP, with the stinking quotes in it. But this guy getting grilled. So that's coming up. But first, let's play Schwarzenegger, the liar. Here it is.
The tour that we're about to take is designed to promote awareness of the challenges that we face from climate change.
Give me your money.
And the kind of things that we can do together to overcome those challenges. In California, we're already seeing this.
When I was a bodybuilder, it came out I would rip people off on shows I put on and the movie I made and never pay them. And I was always scamming everyone and laughing about how stupid everybody is and how I get it over on them and how pathetic. And I would hand out records of Hitler speeches to people and dress up like a Nazi at parties and run into the gym screaming, down with the blacks, down with them, they're not humans. Oh, it's so funny what I've done to everybody and how stupid you are. I want your guns. I want open borders. There's 30% unemployment in many areas of California. Give me that article. I saw you guys printing it earlier. All of this is so funny. Now let me scare you like you're a bunch of little stupid children and tell you you're all going to drown. You're all going to drown if you don't let me tax everything. And if the legislature won't pass a law for me to ban TVs and tax them, then I'll just do it myself because I'm a dictator. I always dreamed of being a dictator like Hitler. That's a quote, Rolling Stone.